Welcome to 5 Minutes with KeRusso. I hope as we're going through these teachings of Jesus on Matthew that you're asking yourself some questions like, am I following Jesus? What does it mean to follow Jesus? How do I do that better? I also hope you're realizing that following Jesus is the best way to live life. All these problems that you see going on in the world would be gone if the people were following Jesus. If you and I will listen to Jesus and follow him, we will experience the best. See, this is more than about being a member of a church somewhere or attending church services or speaking Christian lingo or just wearing the name Christian. It's living by his teachings. And Jesus came to teach us what the best life is about and how it's lived. Now, in Matthew 18, he deals with just a common human problem that prevails generation after generation. The 12 guys that he's training to be his disciples, they come to him with a question. They're trying to set him up, trying to put Jesus on the spot, I guess. And they ask Jesus, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? What they're hoping, unrealistically, is that Jesus will point to one of them and say, well, you're the most important in my kingdom. But Jesus doesn't do that. In fact, he does something that just blows their mind. They totally did not expect. He brought a little child into their midst, probably a child they didn't even notice was there. And he says, this child is more important than you are. Now, those of us who tend to elevate apostles might want to listen to that, because sometimes people who elevate apostles are too busy to be troubled with children. Me teach a Bible class, me attend a nursery, me change a baby's diaper, a baby that's not my own. Me go serve children in a children's ministry somehow. I'm too busy for that. I got too many other things to do. But Jesus is saying children are more important even than the apostles. That might blow our minds. In cultures, in a world culture where kids are disposed and abused and aborted and killed and devalued in any way you can imagine, we need to hear Jesus. And what we need to realize is that if we all lived as a disciple and in his kingdom, then children have a better lot in life, because we're all thinking they're important. And we're all realizing it's not about self. It's not about what I get, because a child can't offer me much, right? Maybe my child can offer me love, but I'm not going to look to a child for much. It's not about what you get out of a relationship, it's what you give to it and who you value. And Jesus says, in his kingdom, self is not on the throne. Now, what he does after he talks about this child, the idea about children, he throws another relationship that blows these apostles' minds and will blow our minds. He says, that person that you don't want to talk to because they wronged you? You need to treat them as more important than you are. Go reconcile with them. Go initiate reconciliation and bring other people along. It might be difficult, but you keep working on it and you reconcile with that person till that relationship is restored. Now, let me just throw a caveat out here, because I don't want you to think I'm saying in domestic abuse that the abuse victim has to keep going to the abuser and forgiving the abuser. That's not what Jesus is talking about, so don't read into this that. You're talking about that person just hard to get along with. They might lie to you too much, or do other things that irritate you, or problems, or they hurt you. You could pick a number of issues. Jesus says those relationships are important. Don't discard them. Work at restoring them. Now, Peter is having a hard time with that, probably like you and I have a hard time grasping this. He says, okay, what if I go down that road of reconciliation 7 times? Is that enough? And Jesus says, you go even further down that road. That person's still important. And he'll teach a parable to get that point across. And you and I need to hear what Jesus has to say. And when we come back, I'm going to talk to you more about this. But just know this. You probably have discarded people you shouldn't have. And you've been discarded and you shouldn't have. So Jesus has something to say to you here. And you need to hear him. You need to take to heart what he's saying. All of us need to take to heart what he's saying. We live in a world where relationships are measured by what you bring to it. If you bring enough positive, somebody's going to have a relationship with you. But if you ever knock the balance out where you bring more negative, then you're gone. And Jesus came to turn that around. And that's what's happening in his kingdom. That's what he wants to happen. So I hope you hear him. I hope you'll tune back in. Please share this with other people. You can leave a message here if you want to. You can send me an email at booksbycaruso@gmail.com if you have any questions, or if you want me to go further with you on that, and I'll be glad to do that. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.